I'm Danielle and this is Bookchara and this is my February TBR game. So before I play the game, I would like to share with you the books that I read in January. The first book was The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. I gave this one 3 stars, and I do want to go ahead and mention that if you would like to see my review and some more of my thoughts on any of these books, you can find those on my Instagram and or my Goodreads. I also read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I don't have my physical copy because I lent it to my parents, but I did absolutely adore this one. I gave it 5 stars. Next, I read The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. I do not have my copy of this one right now either because I lent it to my grandma. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. And finally, I read The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the first book in the Inheritance Games series, and I gave it 5 stars. I actually had The Hawthorne Legacy, which is book 2, in my clue cards this month as a TBR hopeful. Yeah, so all 4 of those books were potentially, they were part of my game last month, so 3 of those were potentially in the case file for this month. And so with that, even though I have read all of the books in the case file for sure, I did, just for fun, want to go ahead and reveal those books. And before I do that, I wanted to mention I also read in January Inside Out and Back Again. This is by Tana Lay, and this is a book written in verse, middle grade. I give this one 5 stars as well. It just kind of, I stumbled upon it and I read it basically in one morning. I thought it was really, really good. So I wanted to mention that one as well. Now for the case file. Here's this. I've already dumped them in my hand. So the first book in the case file was The Inheritance Games. And then we have The Reading List. And finally, The Outsiders. So, like I mentioned, I did read those, so I did get away with murder in January, and now let's go roll for February. In February, there are 3 full weeks in the month, so I will be rolling for 3 books. With that, I did want to mention the books that I was hoping to get on my February TBR. The first one is book 0.5 in the Bone season, which is The Pale Dreamer. I am supposed to be reading that this month with Bookchara read-alongs. I also hoped to get Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb on there, as I am buddy reading that one with Mona Lisa Reads. And then I had an ARC that I was given by the author. He had asked me to read it. It's called Bevan Song, and it's a fantasy as far as I know, but it is releasing February 7th, so I did have hopes of getting that one on there, getting it read, and getting a review out to help him promote his book. And then there was one other one. Oh, The Queens of Geek, and I'm drawing a blank on the author's name right now, but this is a YA contemporary that Christine over at An Autistic Reader is reading kind of as like a group read. So yeah, I was hoping to get to that one in February too. So super ambitious. Might I throw in that I am also waiting to hear back about a job interview and whether or not I got that job. So if I did, my reading time is going to be, it's going to be pretty limited. So let's see how I did. Okay, so I decided to do a voiceover for my TBR game because we have a snow day currently. The roads are icy, so everybody's home. The washing machine is going, the dryer is going, and anyway, I just thought it might be better this way. We shall see. So here I'm just setting up the board. I'm gonna roll for my character. I got 3, and so I will be playing as Dr. Orchid again. If you recall, her special ability is that she can pick up a weapon on the first pass rather than having to re enter the room. And that is, as I learned last time, limit 1 per game. My first roll was a flop. So I tried again. It rolled right off the table. Okay, so I got a 7. You almost made it into, I think that's the hall. I'm not sure. Ballroom? And for my second roll, I rolled doubles. I got 6 and was able to enter that room. Yeah, it was the ballroom. The card I got was Valentine Pick. Okay, so for roll 1, as you saw, I got Valentine Pick, and I had asked my boyfriend, my significant other, when I created that prompt, what book he would choose for me to pick, or to choose for me to read in February. And God love him, he chose The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. This is the first book in the Eye of the World series. I have watched the first season of the show. I don't know what platform it's on, maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, but I did really enjoy the show. Uh, so yeah, this could make it a little tricky to also get Assassin's Quest done. So yeah, so even though there's only 3 books that I'm rolling for this month, you'll see the way it played out. It's still going to be tricky to get everything read that I wanted to read. For my next roll, I got 3 and the clue symbol. So I went ahead and moved 3 and then drew the top card on my clue stack, which was Vevin Song. For my second roll, I got a clue card, and as you saw, that was Vevin Song. This is by Jonathan Navis Mayers, and I just thought I'd read the description for you really quick. Years have passed since hostile creatures flew down from the sky and forced humanity to fight or flee. Now the surviving humans live in underwater cocoons, knowing that the world above does not belong to them anymore. Marla Hightower is just getting by with a job she loathes in a cocoon, longing for something more fulfilling after a rough start to life. But things change as she begins to develop unusual abilities, not unlike the winged creatures who invaded her world. Knowing that being discovered will result in her being experimented on and placed in confinement, Marla plans to escape from the cocoon and launch up to the surface, beginning her dangerous journey to uncover not only her origins, but those of humanity's enemies. So I have a good reason to read this one this month now. And then for my third and final roll, I got 6 and the clue symbol again. And for my second clue card, I drew Wasted Words, and I believe that's by Stacey Hart. So the third roll is Wasted Words by Stacey Hart. This is book 1 in a series called The Austins. I have this one on ebook. I know it's a romance. It may be a romantic comedy. I'm not sure, but that could potentially be an easier one to squeeze in this month. So that is it for the books on my February TBR. Those 3 and the ones I mentioned earlier in this video. So the case file is going to be kind of anticlimactic because I'm putting all 3 books in the case file, and so you know what that means. I need to read all 3 of these in order to avoid having an extra book on my TBR next month. So wish me luck, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye.